Welcome back to another episode of the No Filter Tattoo Podcast. It's the usual gang. Me, Tiz, Bryson.
What's up?
What's going on, y'all? In today's episode, we got a very special guest, my homie, longtime tattooer, co-owner of Neon Wave Tattoo in Savannah, Georgia. Seven, aka Miles. Man, what's going on, bro?
The man who gets all the good food in Atlanta.
I found out about the food late. I still get it though. Man.
Yeah, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I like this is awesome, man. Up here with the bros.
Yes, sir, man. Like you come through and guest spot with us, man. A couple times a year, man. So you finishing out your guest spot from this past couple of weeks, man. So yeah, how's Atlanta been treating you since you've been back?
Man, I feel like it's love as always. Like I mean, it's one of those you come back home to do some stuff, and you just kind of get right back into the flow of things. Of like, oh yeah, no, I know I left, but at the same time, it doesn't feel too much like it. I mean, things change here and there.
How many years since you moved from Atlanta?
Coming up on 3.
3?
Yeah, coming up on 3 now.
Nice.
3 years?
Yeah.
How's things in Savannah tattoo wise? Like, is it?
It's actually not bad. It's different though.
How's it different? You was saying?
The seasons are different. Like I'm just now learning that, because we have slow season.
Right.
We have slow season in tattooing.
Yeah.
I'm learning that down there, their seasons are roughly the same, but can switch up a bit.
And how's that?
Okay, so this is something I just found out from a friend of mine, Calvin. Apparently, when it comes to art, and I'm guessing other things as far as sales and business, the wealthy class he said like for hundreds of years would leave during the summer months and then come back during the fall because of course you got to avoid the mugginess and how that weather gets down there.
Mm-hmm.
So it affects, I'm guessing, everything as far as sales.
Gotcha. Like less money just kind of being spent overall.
And then fall, they're like, I'm back, I'm rich, what's up? It's like,
Okay.
oh.
So really, the winter is kind of like
It's
busier for you guys.
That's the time
Summer's
where
slower.
spooky season and hey, we're back. Let's get it in. It's like, oh,
Okay, so different regions all across the board can be different for other people.
those economic cycles, man.
Okay. But I always wanted to ask you this, so I'm gonna ask you on there. You got a cool tattoo nickname. I'm trying to figure out these origins for all these tattooer nicknames. You go by 7, man. Where'd that come from, man? Why the number 7?
Okay. So I mean, just to make it simple, like it is the number that has followed me my whole life.
Okay.
Everybody's got, I feel like, a number, and 7 has been around from birth. So I mean, not just for like the number completion, things like that. It's literally just the number that has always been there. Even to the point I started like making up things like, well, my middle name has 7 letters.
Oh, boy, reaching now. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, sometimes you got to add a little reach just because it's like, man, this is mine.
This is not.
I ain't nothing wrong with that. That's cool though, bro. What numbers would y'all pick then? If I had to go by a number.
It used to be 4, but it'll probably be 10.
Bro, that's not even a number.
I never seen an artist go by a double-digit number.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, that's,
it'll be 10.
Wait, why 10, man?
Actually, it was just some random thing I looked up. You do so many angel number tattoos one day. And I said, which angel number would I go by? And I said, I ain't doing all this regular shit. I'll go by 10. So,
Okay.
yeah, because I looked it up. I don't believe in it, by the way. But if I did choose, it'd be a 10.
I put that disclaimer out there.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good
See?
question.
I probably.
Nah, let me know.
Just saying I don't care.
Wait, what you saying?
I said 6.
My 6.
mean,
With his woes? Like, what? Worried?
Story's yours.
I don't know what you mean.
He had the number 6 on his wrist at one time.
Nope. But
Oh, it covered up? I got it.
but
He said it don't exist no more.
If I had to pick a number, I'd probably say 21, maybe.
Okay.
Anyway. Digits, man.
Like you asked, it's a number.
Different, man. We different, man.
Yeah. I was
I
like,
probably steal 7 from you, man. I like 7. It's Michael Vick.
Hey, 7. What number would he get his tattoo table?
wait,
Lartez tattoo table. What number would he give?
bro. No, that's in the negatives, bro. Anything that moves on its own is not righteous. And, bro, you need a new table, bro.
It is.
Get
Y'all
some new
hating on that
wheels.
table, man. That's good.
It is new. It got brakes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, his is the only table that got brakes
You
in
sit
here.
and your tattoo equipment is floating around you. It's your wheels. It's probably your wheels.
Hey man, that's why my name Cosmic Cap. Rotational.
It's
Got us
scary.
all. Got its own gravitational pull around
You
me.
don't have Tez's gravitational pull. You can't use the station.
That is true. All right, man. So, like I said, you a co-owner of Neon Waves down in Savannah. Y'all recently opened up this year, right? So, how's that experience and everything, man? Just like opening up a shop, and especially like this year to do it too. Then you also have a partner too. So, yeah, tell us about that, bro.
Man,
And we met her at Roger Perella's seminar, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my partner, Chrome. Yep.
Shout out to Chrome. That's cool. Man.
Hey, man, no, it's interesting, man, because I literally I thought about this question a lot, and there's a ton of different, I guess, responses that I could have to it, but the best one was really like it's almost like like how you're a dad, and there's so many things you thought of. Okay, well, I want my kid to grow up like this. I want to be this kind of dad. All these things that were, I guess, expectations, desires, things like that. And then life hits and you get to see that you only have so much control. It's interesting because it's the same when you start a new business. It's like, wow, I want it to go this way and do this and have these events, and you get to do them. It's great. You get to see these things kind of build. A lot of desires come to fruition, but then you also realize like there's a lot in this that, hey, no, this thing also gets to do its own thing too.
Yeah.
It is just like a kid. Like, hey, wow, like the seasons.
Right.
It will slow when you are like, oh,
So,
well,
what are some things that you thought would be in your control that aren't in your control as a shop owner?
I think that goes back to expectation. I guess because I come back here and I get spot so much that I'm like, and I've told you, I'm like, bro, if I could just have something similar, I'm like, man, it'd be awesome. You build that great team, and we got a great team, and it's like I want to see it do what almost like you guys have been doing, where I'm like, people can walk in and look at all these awards and feel the energy in here, and look at this and that, and we are getting to it. But then the expectation is like, it's not here now. But it's like, yeah, we started, man.
I guess it took time, bro, and like I appreciate that, man. But we always like no shop is perfect, man, and I'm still always trying to figure out ways to make everything better too, man. So don't ever feel like I would say definitely it's good to have like something to aspire to, but I would say every shop is different. Like every kid is different, right? So like you can't compare like your kid to another kid because just you compare it the same exact way, but two different results. Yeah. So same thing with the shop too. Like you in different location, different circumstances, different artists. But I say the end goal as long as you guys are open, you having fun, like you love being there. You're making profit, so you're not going into soul crushing debt.
Yeah. Oh man. I think I remember Roger saying that too. Like, if you don't want to be stressed, don't own a business. And I was like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely very stressful at first, but I think once you get it rolling and you got a good team, it definitely it gets more fun. I would say,
fun, man.
But you just got to roll with the punches, man. But
Oh,
yeah. So what's some other what's the hardest part of opening the shop? You would say?
Again, that's the part that you can't control, like dealing. And I know this, dealing with the city.
Yeah.
Because that is 100% like, hey man, I did everything I need to do, and they're just looking at you. Okay.
Now do some more.
Yeah, it was like do some more.
What was
also,
what did they have like one particular issue that like they were holding the license up for?
Yeah,
or?
it's getting the things when you're like, man, I need you. I wish you guys could move at this certain speed, and they're like,
they always move so slow.
Yeah, it's like we move how we move, and
how many? It took about 3-4 months to finally get.
Man, yeah, to just get the inspector to come out, and I'm like,
oh
it's
wow,
part of it.
okay,
it's part of it. I mean, because again, different city. You never know what they have tied up, but it's like
DeKalb County's slow too. So
yeah.
Nice. And yours is you have to wear aprons, right?
Yeah. So we also have different regulations.
You got to wear aprons.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
thought that was just a you thing. I didn't know that was like
No.
a Savannah thing.
It possibly is a me thing, but I know the no jewelry thing is a thing, and that's why I do the arm sleeve covers because we can't have jewelry, but I like to try to keep an eye on my time. Our time is important. We know how much we're getting by the hour. what we need to do, what we have scheduled.
Yeah, staying on pace, everything.
Yeah.
man.
So it's like if I can't wear my watch, I need to have some sort of record of time somewhere, and this is my best.
I was gonna ask, because you've been here multiple times. How does it feel to be a co-owner in Savannah? But when you come here, you have a strong clientele. But when you first made that move going to Savannah, how hard was it to leave that strong clientele that you have in Atlanta to start anew?
Good question.
Man, yeah, the hot seat. Well, no, okay. So it's tough in the aspect of I like to build that relationship, and I feel like the people I tattoo are friends. Like same with you
Right.
guys. Like these are people that's like we have common interests. You end up getting invited to certain things by these
Yeah,
people.
they be giving me food offers,
Yeah.
man. As soon as they come in,
It's
Your
like
clients love you. That's
it's
what I
like man,
noticed,
it's
man.
real love given back and forth. So when you go somewhere else, you're just hoping, okay, can I build the same thing here?
okay.
And then you realize, like, oh, I'm in a different place. There's different people, different interests. It starts to build, but you have to know how to navigate.
Yeah, let's go deeper in it. Like, so I know a lot of people think about like switching like cities, states, and all that, and just kind of get scared because like, man, all my clientele here. Like, how do I just build up in a whole new area? So like, what were things that you did to help like just build that new clientele up?
I wouldn't recommend. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't recommend it. Do what you can, do what you do. But
Yeah.
I go for maintain some percent of comfort. I went to work with somebody that I knew, and I had already gone down there to
Yeah, like
work
guest
with
spot or
him,
something
guest
beforehand?
spot before. It didn't build because I worked in his second location, so it didn't really add to the clientele for me too much. So I was still kind of starting new in his second location, but I had that comfort of I know this person already. Not everything is too new.
Gotcha. Like,
yeah.
try to have some kind of like,
Something to
level
connect
of
to.
comfort. Yeah,
Yeah,
connection.
something to connect to.
But you worked in like in a walk-in shop, I'm guessing, and just kind
Yeah,
of built in.
and that too. It helps to be somewhere where there's gonna be that success because there's walk-in.
Did you like go out pass cars out, or you just, like went out to like local bars or something, or they just kind of found you?
This was an interesting situation. I didn't have to do that as much because he was next to a bar.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And his shop was the first to really open in that city because they had just allowed it.
Okay.
So people were kind of waiting. Where I am, a lot of people don't want to take that 20-minute drive to go to Savannah. Not everybody does.
Gotcha.
They hear you open up a few minutes away,
Right.
they flood the gates. So, I mean, it turned out to work really, really well because they had been waiting on it.
So it's kind of like some people don't want to go in the middle of Atlanta because
Yeah.
of the traffic.
Yeah.
So we're on the outskirts.
And people will literally run straight to the door because, oh, I live right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I mean, so definitely the big point I'm taking is like try to work in a walk-in shop with some type of traffic. Like then just you gotta grind your way back up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I mean, like,
I know that's like it's hard for like some certain artists who may like been appointment only for so long, and then to go to a new area and be like, nah, I gotta take these like infinity symbol walk-ins and little script bangers and all that. But I mean, shit, it seemed like it worked out for you. Now you got a shop out there, so
Yeah. I mean, that's
know.
the fun part, man. It's the kill the ego a little bit. You know? Do what you got to do, and if you enjoy tattooing, you enjoy tattooing. You'll get right back.
Yeah.
No fear. Just kind of go do the thing, and then you can always go back home. I come back here, so I mean,
smart.
you can always go back.
Like what, every 3 to 4 months? Yeah.
Yeah, just have a good time no matter where you go.
Yeah, it's
Hanging with
great,
the bros,
great
man.
perspective. Hanging with the bros, man.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so back to the shop ownership, and like I said, you got a partner. So how was that experience like doing it with a partner? Because I know a lot of times like opening tattoo shops with a business partner can be kind of sketchy. I don't know. I mean, sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. But in your case, like your partner, she's a tattooer as well, so I think that does help. That you guys are both tattooers. So like, what has been your experiences so far?
Yeah, I think that does matter. You do any kind of business, do it with somebody who's got skin in the game.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Because if you go this pure investor route, all they care about is their ROI.
Yeah,
Give me my money and make sure we keep winning. But get with somebody who, has a passion for it, then yeah, at that point, it's just an easy relationship, friendship. Just communicate, talk. You guys are going to have common goals.
Right.
So, I mean, that kind of lays that groundwork and makes it a bit easier. From there, it's just how do we reach these goals? Since we both are already looking in the same direction? How do we keep getting there, and how do we make this work with our lives and our own, personal stuff and everything like that? It's relationship, man. Just can you guys talk? Can you communicate? Can you
Communication. Yeah.
really lay that groundwork down as far as this thing is the thing that we have to look at and take care of. That's like major priority. So yeah, I think it just comes down to that. Because I mean, with you, it's this is the other kid.
No,
so it's
exactly,
like I gotta take care of it. And now I have other lives involved in it.
Right.
But it's a healthy kid. So that's really all you're looking for. It's like keep the kid healthy.
Yeah, that's definitely a great perspective.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, do you guys have? You pretty much have like the same exact like vision in mind, like, because I'm always skeptical, because like one artist or one partner might be like, well, let's take the shop this direction, and like let's go this direction. But I'm assuming like y'all were already on the same page before you even like decided to come together.
Quite a bit. Because our main thing was like, if we're gonna be called Neon Waves Collaborative, what does that really mean? We are artists. We want to work with other people. We want to collaborate, but it also isn't just on the tattoo side.
Okay.
And that really helped. But then as far as the personal ideas, it just came down to, well, how do we help you get to where you want to get to as far as like your vision, as long as that doesn't derail or take this thing too far off course. And then also make sure I get, and then once we got the 2 apprentices, it's like, well, what do you guys want out of this?
Okay.
So we really try to work within that network of
Gotcha.
what does everybody want, and how can we best get there without sending this kid to juvie or like don't derail the kid. The kid has to stay healthy, basically.
Oh, that's good. It seems like y'all got really good communication, like at some point. So
And it's pretty easy when everybody's chill because everybody pretty much is on the same page. It's like, we're artists, man. We know why we got into this craft. We know why we create. It shouldn't be that hard to just.
do you feel like you still can be focus on being an artist now that you're like your business owner too? Or a little bit harder.
Man. So it does have its stuff. Like, I don't see us starting a podcast because now it's like that's one more thing.
Right.
Social media is already a lot. But mainly because again, I'm learning the seasons down there, so I'm kind of getting that idea of, well, how much painting versus how much practice tattooing versus real tattooing do I need to do in order to, kind of move around in that space.
Gotcha.
So that's been more of a learning process.
All right. No, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll say you always gonna be learning, right? So as a business owner, as a tattoo artist, regular artist, person, grown up, whatever. It never stops, bro. I want to ask you too, like, how'd you come up with the name Neon Waves? That's a cool name. I like that.
Man, my business partner. Hey, no, man, it was interesting. So my main thing was I was like, hey, let's do this studio for a bit, and it just kind of came to her right on the. I don't know if it was on the spot, but she came to me with the name later, and she looked at my logo, which is the Neon 7. And then her name is Chrome Waves Inc. And she just, it was just right
combination
there.
of both. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, what about Neon Waves? And I'm like, all right. And then I was like, well, collaborative. We're going to need to work with people. We want to work with people. Let's just toss that, kind of on the back end. And then boom, Neon Waves Collaborative. I'm like,
okay.
Simple. But I mean, sometimes simple works. Sometimes your first idea isn't the worst.
You're
So-
right.
Oh yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Okay. So let's I was gonna ask you too, like, so was there anything we kind of talked about it earlier, but just to kind of make sure we cover everything, but as you were opening this business and since you've been operating it, like, have you come across anything that like they don't really tell you about or don't talk about a lot, as far as like from a shop owner perspective that you didn't know, like we kind of talked about like things you can't control, right? But like, is there something like something like blindsided you? That's like, man, like I didn't even know like this will be a issue, or this is going to be part of being a owner, So that's a tough one.
Well, man, I think actually that does come back to the part you can't control, which is 9 times out of 10 city things.
Yeah.
City and county things, because again, it's one of those. This is one of those industries where we only input so much, so cities and counties can still decide so much ruling and so much.
Okay.
They can create so many hoops that we need to jump through.
Okay.
So I mean, you will be going for a minute, and you might get hit with something where, oh, by the way, this is coming due, and it's like, well, we just started, and it's well, no, these
So you
dates
guys have like
this.
multiple. So you have more than just like your one-time yearly license fees stuff like that. Or
We have that, but the way they set it up, I guess theirs is based on the timing issued, and even if you didn't get your thing at that time, it's well, hey, around. I think we just paid. I forgot. My partner brought it up. She's gonna hate that I forgot this.
Oh wow.
But no, it got paid. It was something in June, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. We just started up.
Yeah.
What is this thing coming back around after a few months operating?
right.
But they have it backdated to the original time, and it's like, oh, well, they don't look at when you start. They look at we have our records, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, your records, like, can you
Nah,
update
man.
the key?
That's always the worst, man. It's just like
Yeah.
having some kind of unexpected like license fee or this, just some any kind of, even if it's not a fee, or just some kind of issue that pops up out of nowhere. I know I was talking to them about it like a couple weeks ago. We had the random like fire inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Where it's
then,
just, hey,
yeah,
I'm here now.
and
handle
then it was like an issue with like the fire sprinkler system but we don't even control that. Like that's handled by the owner, the landlord.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you guys got to figure it out because you're going to get fined. If you
Exactly.
don't. I'm like,
Exactly.
what? It's like, so yeah, but thankfully, landlord worked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They shout out to the landlords here. They definitely do a good job.
Yeah. And that's always the best part about it. It's just that's like you said, the interesting
Yeah.
part that just kind of comes at you out of nowhere, and your first mind is, why am I getting attacked? But then you realize, like, you know what? It's just a part of it. We got to handle this somehow so that we can keep moving forward.
Right.
If it's on us to handle, we handle it. If it's not, we still have to handle it through some other channel and contact who we need to contact so that this thing is just resolved and we can keep going business as normal.
Gotcha. So you mentioned earlier you got 2 apprentices. Like, is just 4 of you guys all together right now?
Yeah.
Do you plan on bringing other artists in the future or?
That would be awesome. That would definitely be awesome because I feel like, the main thing with us is if you fit the vibe, great.
So-
and we've had people come by, but for us, it is major because
Right.
the reviews we get, the connections we build, the first thing a lot of people bring up is like, man, I love the vibe in here.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's the best feeling.
Yeah,
to
when
hear.
people can just come in and right on entrance, like, this place feels good.
How long has your apprentices been with y'all?
One NW has been there since the beginning.
Okay.
Like the beginning. And we just got Fawn. So now it's like, okay, cool. Like this is awesome. Like it's building up. And it's great that again, these are people that fit. So I mean, yeah, we would like to get more. But I mean, right now, yeah, I do. I'm like, hey,
No, I
it'd be
mean,
great to get a piercer in here.
I think that's great that you're taking your time. Like the approach that you're doing is good.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like a lot of times shops open up and they rush to fill, the booths just to make more money, and they just put the wrong artists and end up ruining the vibes, and ruining the reputation, and then they just ruin the shop in general. So
Yeah, exactly.
no, that's the perfect way to approach it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you can be patient, take your time, build it up. I was gonna ask you, like, how's your experience now, like with managing like a shop of artists and like keeping like the balance and the vibes and the peace with everything.
It's not too difficult. It puts me in a position that I was like, okay, I've done this a few times where it comes down to, you got to help somebody grow, teach somebody some things. Like I've made it to this point where I know a few things about this and I can pass that along.
So what few things did you learn that you feel like are key?
As far as like, fundamentals of tattooing.
Okay.
Like you can teach somebody
Okay,
tattooing.
okay.
Like when you know enough, you can start, hey, don't do that. That's not getting a line in there. Hey, don't do that. That's not going to be smooth. Hey, you do that too much, you're going to have somebody really mad and ruin their skin. So you can start passing things along.
Right.
But you get in this mindset of like, of really recognizing that I'm teaching, I'm helping to build somebody and hoping that they pick this up and build their career and get to, you get to watch that. And not like proud dad because that's I don't want to feel old, but
A mentor.
I mean, yeah, you feel like that proud mentor space of, wow, look at this person taking to this thing, and just knowing where you started, and it's like, well, I got to this level. I wonder if you can shoot past that. Like, let's see you grow and go as far as you can, and you just feel like, man, this is amazing. Like for anybody that I've ever given any kind of knowledge to, it's you get to see them use it, and it's like, wow, that's awesome. You did it in a way that I didn't think about.
Yeah.
Props to you.
Nah,
So, I mean,
that's definitely a cool feeling.
yeah, it's cool, man. Like it's really
Proud dad
interesting.
moment, man. Shout out to
I don't have
Savannah.
kids. No, it is.
Shout out to your kid now, man. She's
Yeah.
a baby now, man.
It's just great to see.
Okay. No, that's what's up. So let's talk about a little bit more about just tattooing in general. You, man. How many years you been tattooing now? Like what, 12, 13?
November 7th will make 13.
Man, time goes by.
Yeah.
So fast. I remember I knew you at least through social media, like back when you were tattooing, like what at Emotions Tattoo, right? Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
That was the very start. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think I first met you in person was at Black Owl. Like I was doing a seminar and you were there. That's when you were working with Roger.
I think that was 3 years in.
Nice. How was that experience? Like working with like such a we had Roger on the show before, and then but just working in that environment with around such dope artists and stuff like that.
Honestly, bro, it was a dream. It was definitely a dream. It was a dream come true, and it's a dream because I remember the day I asked about it, and I was walking around the neighborhood. You know, it was like some real pursuit of happiness. Not to get like cheesy into it, but I was walking around the neighborhood, and I was just like, I'll go for it. I'll ask.
Right.
And they were still building up, and it was just Cake and Roger, and I got okay, yeah, we can teach you a little bit. So I got to go in there as the third. And I remember the nights of like helping to construct and build and
That's dope.
feeling like, man, this is kind of like another apprenticeship, but also an apprenticeship with some people that I know are really about the craft and really going and full force in this. So there's no way I can't pick.
So how many years tattooing when you were in like when you went to Black Owl? Like
I was at my like roughly third year.
third year? Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
You felt like that was like that when you took that big jump
yeah,
in that next level?
yeah, because when I got in there, it was I kind of got hit with the reality of you think you know, but
Right.
you have no idea, and it's like,
Man, that's a
okay,
great, yeah.
if I don't know, how open am I to receiving? And like I said, dream come true. I was like, man, I don't care. If I have to erase everything and restart, cool. I just wanted to keep going because you know we're tattooers. It's like the whole point is new knowledge is out.
Exactly, yeah.
How can I take that, add that to the tool belt, or if I can do anything with that, so to speak. And I knew whatever I got in there was something that I could use.
Right.
So I'm looking around. I'm taking everything, learning, studying, staring down to the point that like I even told Roger like I used to stare at his hands, how he held the machine, because I'm like, there's got to be
for real, yeah.
ways in how people
Every little thing matters.
build themselves. So I'm like, man, how do people do? You know, you get into the mind of a person.
Yeah.
It's like, how does this person the way they are, and how much can you get out of that to grow from there too? And man, like I said, dream. I mean, that place was like, it was wild, rockstar status, man.
Nah,
Now
I remember,
can
man.
imagine.
Yeah. No, it was just like that, especially like that first location. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I had some heavy hitters there, and
Yeah, a lot of people
y'all
are
cranking
fire
out some
for it, man.
some dope stuff, man.
Yeah.
And that motivated me, like to
Yeah.
create this now, and then now look at you, man, with Neon Waves. Like it's fun
Exactly.
seeing everything come full circle. you
Yeah,
know?
I feel like certain places give you that almost like that rocket pad launcher. Like certain places you get to there, and
So
I have a feeling this is going to just shoot me
I
somewhere.
was going to ask you that. So it's like, do you feel like it's essential, like if you can get around better artists, like take the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's, I know there's a lot of artists who might be in like private studios or whatever, and like,
Seems like they leaving now.
yeah, I mean, hey, that,
Mhm.
I ain't saying, but
I did.
but basically, like they have these private studios, but they're either with themselves or maybe like an artist who's the same skill level or whatever. But they can go to a shop with better artists, but they might look at, I'm making less money because I gotta,
Yeah.
saying pay a percentage or do this or whatever, and like I can make more money being by myself. But do you feel like they're just stunning their growth in the long run?
Honestly, absolutely. Because every one of these great motivational speakers who makes a book on Amazon, they'll tell you like you really are the product of the 5 people you hang around most. If you really want to get somewhere, you have to get around people. You can't be the greatest in the room. And if you're the only one in the room, that's definitely not the right room. So you have to get around some people who are
You just set a bar right there.
like bars. I was like you have to get around people who are really, really on fire because it'll just heat you up.
right.
And you'll get there, you'll soak up so much, you'll learn, you'll realize where you sit, first of all, because now there isn't just a mirror. That ego gets checked real quick.
Yeah.
Like you will
Absolutely.
get somewhere and go, I'm trash. Now let me not be trash anymore.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But and I think that's how, if you really want to get somewhere, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Like you have to get out there and learn and see and soak up as much as you can.
Nah, absolutely. I agree 100% with that, man. All right, so, man, you over there starting stuff, man. Talking about these private studio tattooers.
Yeah.
They
Some
come-
of them leaving.
Man.
Some, hey, they posted it, not me.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right.
It
It's multiple.
be like that
Yeah,
sometimes.
it do. Nah, man. I mean, straight up, I do think it's gonna be like a mass exodus of private studio tattooers over the next few years. Just kind of moving back to shops and all that.
What I'm saying is basically, you rode the wave, and the wave can go up, down. It's never the same. So you got to do what's best for you. So I was like, hey, look, it's been a slow year. So some people were just hard headed, say, no, I'm gonna find a way. And hey, look, we're available.
Yeah. No, I mean, straight up. I mean, gotta kill the ego, like you said, man.
Yeah.
Kill the ego.
Honestly, man, I've seen like artists who have more years than I do talk about how, for some reason economically this has been the hardest time for tattooers.
Yeah, let's talk
And-
about.
Yeah.
Because you got people who are just, man, should I get a job?
No, I mean it's a lot of tattooers who are straight up either like retiring or having to work, like you said, a second job, or just struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
straight up.
And I'm a firm believer nobody should struggle.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna find a way, one way or another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Back against the wall.
what
man.
about you? I mean, you seem like you've been busy, bro. Like,
Man, I think that ties into what I was saying, like with Bryson and everything. As far as when you leave, you do get into that uncomfortable space because you have to build. But when you build, you now have added to your repertoire,
right.
so you can go back home. I can come back here and tattoo. It's great. You're not disappearing unless you have clientele who's just like, we've been waiting for him to disappear.
Right.
then you can go back,
artist, man.
and it's like, hey, I get to who I can get to. I'm sorry if I missed you guys. I'll try to get back again. And then you go back to your home space. You work there. I think that's why we have this travel thing in our industry.
right.
Why so many of us go out and travel. Because this is that kind of industry. You move around. You build
do.
home bases everywhere. At that point, it's really on you.
Yeah.
Go somewhere. Do something.
Well, since you're moving home bases, has the art changes from the region you was here in Atlanta from Savannah?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Like, what type of styles of tattooing are people getting out there,
Um,
or that's popular? You would say?
it is different. It is different. So in Savannah, there is a decent amount of anime. In Pooler, there's a lot. I've been seeing way more black and gray realism.
Okay.
A lot more realism.
You would say, I would say you're like a pretty versatile guy, but I would say you probably lean more towards color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love color.
Yeah, you kill the color realism, man. Like,
I
especially
appreciate
like
it,
the
man.
flowers and all that, man. Like, I love
appreciate
the
it.
flower work. But do you get to do a lot of that out there, or?
A bit, but like Bryson said, I mean, in this region, it only comes up every now and then. There's way more black and gray realism out there.
Yeah, I mean that's the same for out here too.
Yeah.
honestly. You're right. I guess Georgia in general is just
Yeah.
you don't do that
People
black
just
and gray.
seeing that, oh man, black and gray, quicker, easier.
Yeah.
And it's like, no man, go for it. Go for color. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But Savannah has more historic ties too. So there's a ton of traditional lovers still, ton of
okay.
neo-traditional lovers.
That's dope. That's dope.
But I've noticed not as much like new school,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is, I'm like, that's interesting. But
I mean, I feel like new school is kind of like
I always saw new school as
lost
niche.
popularity. Yeah, it's like
I always saw this.
it was big. Like I would say early 2000s.
Yeah, 2012. I knew it was super
especially
big.
in Florida. Like Florida, that's all you saw was new school. But like now, like you said, it's very like like the
illustration.
big, yeah. It's kind of shifted more to like illustrative anime kind of in that realm. Less kind of fun cartoony stuff, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I'd love
Th-
to see overseas.
And then being a mentor
Yeah.
at your home shop, the two apprentices you have, you pretty much can always, like you said, guide them and educate them about this is why I'm teaching you the fundamentals to be adaptable. Because in Atlanta, you'll do something like this. Now
Yeah.
here, it's totally different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean the cool thing is seeing how people come up and how their initial style starts to show through with their artwork.
Mhm.
Like NW knows bugs back and I mean literally back of the hand.
That's
And it's interesting because you look at something and it gives you this feel of okay, I can see that this is your niche, that this is your style. So I'm like, well, let's push a little neo traditional now. There's a lot of this flower and insect imagery in it, but let's try to adjust these proportions, adjust these. Let's make it on the newer, make it more you.
Yeah.
And then with Fawn, like, oh my God, the art that comes like, oh wow. I'm trying to see if there's gonna be some new school because they are killing it. But I mean,
that's dope.
and it would be awesome to see like, wow, we have a new schooler.
So how'd you go about picking your apprentices? Because I know that's a tough decision too. Like to find the right person to invest to. Like what qualities do you look for in an apprentice?
Well, okay, so the funny thing is they kind of found us at the shop.
Yeah, I mean-
And W was with my partner for a while.
Okay.
So and W actually got to help build the shop too.
That's dope. So I got some skin in the game. Then.
Yeah. And Fawn, their teacher, literally emailed, "Hey, I have a student.
That's dope.
Would you want to take him?" And then hey, come on in. Let's see the artwork. Let's get a feel for how you are if you fit the vibe.
Shout out
And
to
it
that
was like,
teacher, man.
boom.
How you know the teacher?
Art show.
Our show?
Okay. Doing that's why I said it's interesting down there because you end up doing more art shows to get out, get your name out. Because
Okay.
there's a lot of fine art community down there.
That's dope.
And next thing you know, people are like, "Hey, I got a student who's interested in tattooing," and now you're like,
So have you hosted the art shows at your shop, or you do it at?
"We just did one."
Nice.
Yeah, we just did one. Skate deck because
Okay,
I love
dope.
those, man.
Yeah.
Skate deck art shows are just they bring such
cool vibe.
energy.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's dope. Like when you paint, like what type of you go to oils or acrylics, and like what type of imagery you like to focus on? You would say.
Man, I switched it up. People who know my older paintings, I did do a lot of oil painting and nude figures and studies. I'm going completely cartoon, like I'm a modern, more contemporary. I'm really contemporary
Okay.
pop artist now.
That's dope. It's dope to see like the switch up. I
Yeah.
think a lot of artists in general just kind of they do that. They go in phases. Like I'm into this right now, then I'm into that, and I'm into
Exactly.
So I think it's good to just mess around with different stuff. Like
Yeah.
you get bored of doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, man. This one was the inner child because I never really made art with the message in mind first, and now it's make a message, but how do we get this message out without really being offensive or really going over people's heads? And it was
Okay.
like cartoons.
That's dope.
Like, man, cartoons.
That's dope,
Everybody
man.
loves cartoons.
I haven't been able to do that yet as far as like create art with a message. It's more like to me it's just a aesthetic piece.
Yeah.
But that's real cool. Like what was one of the messages that you put out in like maybe your most recent piece or something?
So I have one that's actually about to be in the Jepson Museum Gallery.
Damn.
down there.
Okay.
And
Congrats, man.
thank you.
That's dope.
It's the what is it? The theme they gave us was freedom. So it's showing alongside the Emancipation show that's coming up. I believe September 19th is the opening.
No, dope.
But
if y'all
the-
out there, go check it out. Sure.
Thank you. Come through. But the piece was about flight. I mean, it's a little kid flying out of a bad city, pretty much graded out thunderstorm, clouds with angry faces, and he's flying out of it, and he's flying over the highway and everything. And the whole point is, when we were kids, we always talked about what superpowers would you want.
Right.
And for some kids, flight was their superpower. Not because, oh man, it's so awesome to fly, but because I can get out of the situation I'm in.
Yeah.
Like escapism, I want to get away from here. So I'm like, you know what? How do I paint that? Because that's very true for a lot of people.
That's dope. That's
And
dope, man.
that was the one that got chosen for this show. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That's dope, man.
And that was message first.
And you haven't like posted it online yet. Yeah, you waiting for it to be revealed at the show. I'm assuming.
No, I did, but I made a separate page, so
Okay.
it's on my art only page now.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that the 7 Arts or is it?
That one's
your
save
tattoo
one and
page.
only.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think I follow that page. Then.
I made it because Calvin, my good friend, was pressuring a lot, and it was for
Yeah.
a good reason. If you make art, it is good sometimes to separate them, because your tattoos can go into your art.
Yeah.
But if the styles are different, people need to see that different side.
Okay.
You need some separation.
How do you keep yourself happy as an artist and still be like a successful tattooer? Because sometimes or a lot of times we don't get to tattoo the art that we create. So it's like, how do you separate the two? And
I think you guys had somebody on the podcast talk about that too. It's like you just don't get to all the time. It's the industry. You don't get what you want every single time.
right. You just have to be.
Yeah.
You have to accept that. And
It's
like,
acceptance, man. But I think that's when it goes back to the purity of it. If your inner kid is saying, I want to make this because I want to, then just go with it.
Right.
And if it's something you get to tattoo, awesome. If not, at least your inner kid is like,
yeah,
well,
you
we
got
got
the
that
credit
idea out. What's next?
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not thinking about like, oh man, money. They're thinking about joy.
Right. If you truly creating it for like the passion of art, like
Exactly.
you shouldn't care if you make money if it gets chosen or it's not. It's like you just happy that you got to create it.
Yeah, man. Like
mean-
your inner kid gets to go. That's one more idea down. Next.
So nice. Yeah. No, exactly, man. Just crank it out. Just do it when you got the time.
Exactly.
Don't worry about is this gonna take off on Instagram or is it am I gonna be able to tattoo it? Like, nah, just do it. Have
Yeah.
fun. Enjoy it.
Because one day,
Yeah.
somebody's gonna look at that and go, "Man, you built a name for yourself. Slap that. Yeah, just slap that on here. You're still tattooing. Let's go. Let's do it." So
Wait till he get Parkinson.
please don't wait too long, y'all. Please get these pieces while we can still tattoo, though. That's awesome.
No, exactly, man. But, man, that's good talk. Like as far as like the artistry and tattooing, because it's such a divisive like subject. A lot of times we talk about it too is just like how a lot of artists or people get into tattooing, right? And let's say they come from just like an artistry background and they look at tattooing as more like a way to like, well, I'm just gonna come in and get to tattoo all of my art that I get to create, and I get to make money from it. But it's like, nah, because people forget it's like you gotta have clientele to tattoo it on. It's a compromise, and they have to be happy with what you're putting on them. So like a lot of times you're not gonna put your entire vision on them, but it's
We commission at the end of the day, so you just really just bringing their ideas out.
Yeah.
And he said it perfect. You're bringing their ideas out. A lot of people forget that.
absolutely.
I mean, I think even some of the big names, the ones that we look at and we go to their seminars,
Right.
even they probably still have people who are like, man, you sure you can't just do the name? And it's like, I've been doing colored portraits for, it's like, just put, that's all I want. And maybe sometimes they do take it. They don't post it, but
Yeah.
that's the industry.
Yeah, like you said, you can't follow social media, man. A lot of stuff been happening behind.
For real. Like, and it's not, sometimes not even lying. It's just like it just doesn't get posted. Like you're not.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't get posted doesn't mean it don't happen.
Yeah, I think we all understand, like, if you want to do more of it, put it out.
Yeah.
And that's how this works. But if you don't see me post it, it's probably because I want more of the other stuff that is getting posted.
Right. No, absolutely. But yeah, no, it's definitely a great mindset to have. So I wanted to do our little section that we've been doing for the past few episodes. It's called like rapid fire questions, man. Where, yeah, man, we're gonna ask you a whole bunch of questions, man. Just kind of like this or that, or
I'm not sweating.
Right. So you give us your answers, man. You can. But you can go a little deeper on answers you want. If you want to keep it simple, go ahead, man. But we just want to answer, that's all. So we're going to go ahead and start now. First question, coils or rotaries? See, you've been tattooed for a minute, man, so this will be interesting, man.
I like to apologize to all those who came before me, rotaries. I'm so sorry.
When's the last time you used to coil? Do you still use coils?
That's why. That's why I
Okay.
said
I
rubbers.
got you.
It's been many, many years.
All right.
It's not that I don't love them. I did my apprenticeship. I spent that time taking them apart, putting, you learn it.
Did your time, man.
But it's like, oh man, just rotaries, man. It's beautiful.
More ergonomic, man. It's
Yeah,
convenient.
pin styles when they got
I was
made.
gonna say I was trying to put him on the Dan Cuban. What yesterday?
Yeah, just yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah, he was like, "No, I don't do coils. It's not a coil."
It's a rotary, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, like, if you got bow line, you do a lot of bow lines, man. Like, next time you got a neo trap piece, illustrated, just
yeah.
man, if you up here, man, just ask to borrow, man. We got you.
Borrow Dan Cuban. I'm like, guys, come on.
You gonna love it, man. You gonna love it.
It's not that I love them, but you know how pin styles are.
I mean, yeah.
We've
I ain't
been
gonna lie,
waiting on
cartridges.
this, man.
Cartridges are definitely.
It's a big Sharpie, bro. We get to just color.
You can't beat like swapping out different needles
Yeah.
and whenever you want. I definitely agree.
I need one of these giant trays you guys have, because you could.
Oh yeah, you
I
got
don't know.
Winning
It might
machine.
roll off for me.
I'm not gonna get the one Tez has.
mean,
Don't
it's a
get
good-
anything Tez has.
It's hydraulic. You know, it looks cool. It's big. You know, it gets
I
the
just
job done.
the large trays. I feel like you could do a full setup, and I'm like,
yeah.
great, I'll swap out all day
Right.
as long as it stays in place.
Nah, it's definitely worth it. But okay, black and gray color.
Color, yeah.
Okay, what? Why color though?
Actually, no, this is funny. I heard Tez say this. When you look at your art style, eventually you see how you see, and he sees in color. And I thought about that, and I was like, you know what? I do black and gray,
Yeah.
but I'm still thinking about the colors I would be doing as I'm doing black and gray. And that's when it kind of hit me. And I was like,
Crazy, yeah.
I have
don't know what
always
I-
been color.
Yeah, probably see more black and gray then. I don't know. I'm just looking in terms of contrast, so in my mind just shifts to black and gray. I never thought, that's a good perspective. Drawn on paper or iPad. So, all right, we could just say not even just paper, but just like traditional like art, media or digital.
Paper.
Paper, okay.
Paper.
Is what just the feeling of it or just the
One,
look?
I suck at drawing on iPad. I use a tablet. Windows. Thank you.
I mean, we're talking digital in general.
No,
so,
I'm
yeah,
kidding. I'm
yeah,
kidding. But no, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just I there's still this part of me that feels like nothing can ever touch paper. That's why we have the iPad screens that
Right.
it's paper feel. It's because nothing touches paper.
Nah.
And nothing gets your mind in that mode like I can't double tap and go back. I can't swap or do this. I have to be here and make everything myself.
Yeah, you gotta live with those little
Yeah.
mistakes. That's why, like, to me, sketching definitely feels more like real and on paper. Because, like I say, if you mess up, like instead of erasing, like say, you just all right, let me just draw over it real quick and draw darker, and then I'll fix it up later. Yeah, so
Man, the amount of tracing paper you go through when you are fleshing out a good idea
yeah,
tells you a lot about yourself.
mm-hmm.
And paper.
Definitely a messy sketcher, man. All right,
Save the trees.
if you could only tattoo one style for the rest of your career, what would it be?
God, he hit me with the hot seat question because I do like trying everything. Japanese, because
That's a good one.
that's really where my heart was. That's what got me into tattooing, studying, looking at Horiyoshi. I used to love Japan so much. I was like, one day I'm going to learn the language.
Yeah,
Japanese, but more so in the illustrated version of it
Yeah.
because I'm not a big traditional head on anything.
yeah, same. Nah, that's definitely a style I could definitely live with too.
Yeah.
it's
So much grace in it.
yeah. I just love the flow and this how it just all goes together, man. It's beautiful. Okay, least favorite subject matter to tattoo.
I never knew that about you. What is that?
Yeah, big fan.
You know what? I thought I was going to upset the traditional community, but I'm not. Tribal. Not Polynesian. I enjoy the background, but whatever this new version of this weird spiky.
Cyber sigils.
Yeah, I was like,
Boy, Bryson right there.
oh my
especially.
You're
God.
funny.
I mean, I'm not. You do cyber signaling guy at the shop.
No.
You and Christian.
Unfortunately.
Like, no, nothing against it, but it's like 90s tribal coming back, but like being cyborg.
I feel like that's a bad tattoo artist that just made it in the industry.
It's Mecha Frieza. It's like you came back and you're covered in this armor and you're still the same person that you were. And now you just look a little different and we still got to blow you up. Oh man.
Purposely telling me to mess up.
Yeah, it's like make this look wild, and it's like,
All right.
no. Yeah,
I can do it though.
so jagged, so spike.
Sheesh, man. Was it Gen Z? That's the newest generation.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna like that, man. They love cyber.
I love them. They have so much
like y'all.
enlightenment for a generation.
That
Man.
imagination is crazy.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So much creativity, but burn that. Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. Oh man, it should not be here.
All right. Tattoo conventions or guest spots?
Oh,
Oh, that's a good one for you. You do it all.
I'm gonna have to leave.
I need an answer.
Guest spot.
Okay. You want to elaborate on that, man?
Yeah, it's a bias. Only because I come here so much, and every single time I'm telling you guys, I'm like, man, love it here.
Man, we love you having you.
Every time you come here, you learn something new.
Yeah.
Like restaurants, and I walk the plaza. I hate all y'all.
Inside story, I guess, backstory. Like Seven said, he's been here, guest spotting here for
3 years?
yeah, some years now.
This is fourth time, fifth time.
And we're in a pretty big shopping plaza, but to his standards, he said it wasn't that big. But it's so
At first.
I like it.
but he never knew about all the eating options within this very plaza.
Yeah.
At all
Not
the
even
times.
just eating options, all the stores.
Yeah. He never just looked.
Tunnel vision, people.
He just went
Going to
to
a place,
So
you don't need to look around.
this guest spot, he finally tried all the different spots, man.
Yeah.
So, shout out to you, man.
yeah,
Now
so
next
many
time.
different options.
Right. You don't have to eat the same
Recommend
thing over and
food
over.
places in this plaza now.
We saved him from eating stale chips at a certain store.
They are still good though. Sometimes they hit the spot a little hard. But they still do it.
He's like, "Where did you get this?" It's right there. Like I got to cross the street. No.
All right. If you could tattoo anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Oddly enough, that's kind of what I've been thinking about for a while. Like,
Okay.
as I continue this, I'm 13 years in. How do I get to where I'm able to go overseas with it?
Yeah. Same.
But I don't.
What
that's
country overseas
Man,
interests you
that's
the
the
most?
tough part because
All of them.
there's this strong part of me that's like, would Japan be first? I would want to do Japan first.
Yeah. Just so much history out there, man.
Yeah.
It's-
And because again, that's where it started
Mm-hmm.
heart wise for me. Like, man, I got into this looking at the Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, probably there first,
Okay.
just to
Yeah.
see.
Nah, man.
Am I doing this right? Not. Sorry.
Nah, man. I'm sure that they would be like, you know what, you're doing it your way, and it's good.
Yeah.
long as you love
And then
it.
I'd be like, that means I failed. Thanks. Point me to
Oh,
the
wow.
sword.
Brought me to
You're
the
being
store.
nice. I know how you are. I know the culture. You're being
Kamikaze.
nice. Save face, smiling at me.
What's your favorite tattoo machine?
Oh man, I got my hands on a bishop. Again, this goes back to it. Bias. I love the pen styles. Got my hands on one. Runs so smooth. It's
Which
beautiful.
one, the backer or the shader?
I'm always gonna go for Packer because I feel like 4-stroke ranges
Yeah.
are really more versatile than like you can
No, I agree.
knock out some black and gray with it if you know your hand speed and depth and
Yeah,
things
oh,
like
yeah.
that.
I do everything with the packer now.
Yeah, I'm like it's kind of all around.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bishop Packer.
Okay. Nice. Favorite color of the tattoo?
You just got on the Christian yesterday. You was like, that don't count.
It actually is teals
I do like teals.
because
Up there.
they got
up
that beauty of the blue and the green, so they go in
Yeah.
right up to a point. Because the pastel ones, it's like you gotta
Yeah.
give it 2 seconds. Like, are you in there? All right.
No, I definitely. Usually they heal up pretty good too on
Yeah.
skin tone. So.
Yeah, on a wide range.
Yeah.
Red is kind of cliche now.
Yeah. It's just, red is always good for like that. You need like a harsh contrast and something like
Yeah.
red usually gives you that, but it's fun to see like other palettes. thrown
Yeah.
in there. Least favorite color of the tattoo.
Oh man. I just thought about this. It used to be opaque grays, but that's not really. I
hate opaque grays.
I found a way. So
What's
I'm
the
like,
way?
okay,
Hold on, man.
I'm never doing that. But I found a way.
Give us the secret.
I found a way to pack those in. It really is about your patience with those because they're almost like the pastel teals. You need to make sure you're really working slowly and carefully and building up, but also give it that bit of time. They do like to mellow. So I'm like, okay, cool. I understand that. But actually my least favorite would be are we talking brand or just color?
No, just color.
No, just color.
I
Okay.
mean, you want to throw it, Brandon? Go ahead.
No, man, I'm not
I
ready.
see.
Y'all might be sponsored one day. And I get proxy.
We'll edit it out. Don't worry.
Probably browns.
What?
Yeah. Mainly because there are differences in their contrast,
Yeah.
but healed, it's you have to get that skin tone to see those differences. And even if you get that skin tone, it's like, no, this still doesn't punch the way I want it to. Because you add a black to a dark brown, you're so close to that black after it's like,
Yeah, I learned you do. It's like a my general strategy is just go like darker than their skin. Like even for your lightest like brown, whatever like their skin tone is, if they're brown, like I'm still trying to go like darker than their skin tone, because then when it heals, like it won't be as dark, but it'll achieve like that subtle like little shadow look to it. But yeah, me personally, I like Eternal Inks browns, like a Mudslide, Caffeine Rush. Those are my go-tos.
I think for me, there are certain brands where their colors, like a caramel.
Yeah. Caramel's one of those.
I don't really like
you can't
caramel.
put that on a lot of brown skin tones. Like
I use Longhorn.
Because I've had some that yellow out, and I'm like,
It's too orange.
Yeah, you get different. It's like I wasn't going for that.
No, I don't really like the more orange-based ones. No. Yeah, because like you said, when they heal, they tend to just kind of look closer to the skin tone.
It's very confusing because I have to tell people I go more for a yellow-based brown.
Yeah.
Versus orange. I know it's still in the warm category, but
it can be tough because I feel like they do more trickery than a lot of the other.
No, you definitely have to experiment with like browns. Like it took a while to figure out.
No, I threw one away. I was like,
Yeah.
Cocoa bean is a good dark.
Oh yeah, cocoa bean, like, Caffeine Rush.
Yeah,
Longhorn.
That way you don't have to like mix it with the black. Like it's already
Whiskey Barrel.
Yeah,
like that one. But that's more on the cool side of brown.
Definitely. All right. Let's see. Oh, we kind of answered that. Favorite needle brand? All right,
we didn't have multiple truck guys here this week, man.
Right.
Okay, so Quadrant actually still holds high rank in my head because
you can't beat Quadrant, man. I mean, you can, but you can't.
They make some really, really strong quality, and I've used was it? I think it's FYT, the Emerald series. Oddly enough, only for one specific needle, TNT, because they have this new stabilizer design built into their cartridges. It's supposed to keep your liner needles completely straight.
Okay. So you like them for liners?
I like that, but I also love the fact that they're the only people I've seen so far that make an 18 round shader.
Damn.
I was like, why would I ever? And then I used one, and it's like, okay, sometimes
You and Ken are the only people in here who went that high.
Sometimes Sometimes you just want to see like.
I'll leave it to y'all, man.
Can I get like a really bold? And
I'm assuming you just go real slow though.
Yeah,
bro.
I've actually been trying to figure out like the ultimate technique for shader lining things, as far as what's going to give you like what's the proper throw or hang, whatever people like to say. I use those mixes out there. And what is the proper direction to pull so that you get the right ink flow? Because that's the biggest thing, ink flow. Like you could run a line and it's I didn't have enough flow. And now you don't have as bold as it could have been. It's like, oh, crap. I had 2 needles in there.
I'm definitely more of a pusher in that aspect. I think in general, just whatever needle pushing will get you the best ink flow. And
I've been trying to pull with shaders. It's weird. I found a way to make it work. I was like, this is cool.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Please don't skin cats.
Yeah, don't skin Are you a cat guy?
Bro,
that's not even a fish question.
Cats, I love cats.
Shout out to cats,
yeah.
We had a client this week who said she was judging us because she was judging Christian mainly.
Yeah, 2 Chainz.
Right. But basically we started talking about cats, and then I think Christian said, he got a cat. Or he has 2 cats. And then the client was like, you don't even look like a cat guy. And I was like, what does that mean? What does a cat guy look like? But, shout out to cat guys, man.
Yeah, you don't have to look like a villain. That's the best part. You can just have a cat.
Like, oh y'all Dr. Evil around here.
No, I mean, if you want a pet that you know you only have to do so much with,
Yeah.
get a cat.
They take care of themselves for the most part.
Yeah, man, it's great.
All right, one last question, man. All right, your life depending on the scenario. You have to pick one of the two to execute the best. You got to tattoo a circle on the ribs with a 3-liner, or tattoo color portrait, but it has to be like spot on accurate. Which one you going with?
I'd probably still take that color portrait.
Yeah, I was thinking you probably. I mean, you definitely got the skills to pull that.
Bro, I cringed a little bit when you said on the ribs with the 3-liner. I felt that myself.
We
I'm
don't
like,
have people
no.
pick that. We had people pick that.
Oh, because when you think about the factors you can't control, it's like, oh, a 3-liner.
Yeah.
If you sneeze or you twitch, I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather
Breathe
just,
too hard.
yeah, I'd rather like, hey, I got to do this thing. I'm gonna take my time with it. You never said how much time I had,
Yeah,
so
yeah, you could.
hey, we take our time, and my chances of survival go up.
Right.
I mean, I'd rather take that.
Nah, man. I respect that. I'd probably go that route too. Definitely. All right, man. So I think we had a great convo, bro. So
Oh, yeah.
and before we end the podcast, you got like any last messages you want to leave for the viewers?
Come out to Neon Waves Collaborative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely come out, man. It's awesome. If you're ever in Savannah, Pooler area,
A lot of
we
people
are
travel there,
Old
too.
Pooler, Highway 80.
Yeah, man.
No, I think my main thing is because I definitely want to get back to the point of like, people who aren't really, I guess, more afraid to get out and do that thing. Get out and do the thing.
Damn.
If you have thought about business ownership, try it out. I mean, yeah, it's a risky try, but there's a risk in life anyway. That 5 years will pass, whether you do a thing or you don't. You will still be 5 years older. Just do it. Building clientele, guest spotting, whatever. Just try it.
Yeah.
Because again, you can always come back to Golden Anchor. No, I'm just kidding. You can always come back. You can always have your home bases, but you don't beat building as many as you can and just seeing the world and hanging out with different people and having a good time wherever you go.
No, that's great.
Do
Well
the
said,
things.
man. Just do it.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
the things, man. Solid, man.
Nike did not sponsor us to say that.
Just
Oh my god.
They should.
Man, again, thank you for coming on, bro. Man, we appreciate you taking time. Always appreciate you coming through and guest spotting with us, man. And
is awesome.
yeah, definitely,
yeah,
man.
yeah, bro.
And like I said, I'm happy for your shop, bro, and excited to see where it's gonna go in the next few years.
Got to shout out Desi Street.
Oh yeah, shout out to his favorite restaurant, Desi Street.
Because I eat it and they're paying me for it. No. Really, man, Desi Street is amazing. It's around the corner from Golden Anchor. If you ever go, please don't crush my dreams if you find out it's not the best you've had.
I know who that's for.
Don't tell me it's not the best.